Guys, welcome back to another episode of Always Making. Thanks for joining us on another conversation in our basement. We have another talented maker joining us, Logan from Nox Tie Dye. We have no housekeeping because guess what, guys? We're getting so close to the end of the year here.
Whoop.
We are done with shows before we get started in the new year. So we're going to jump right into this conversation with Nox Tie Dye here. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming down and having this conversation and trusting us with this awesome conversation we're going to have about everything you do tie-dye. What we like to do before we get started with this is how it all got started. When did you get started? Why tie-dye? How long it's been going? Everything. We're just going to throw everything right at you right off the bat.
Okay, great.
But on the serious note, how and when did it all get started for you getting into the tie-dye world?
Yes.
I guess introduce yourself first. I guess
Hi, I'm
let's get that
Logan. Hello. My name is Logan. I started Nox Tie Dye in 2023, so about this time, a couple of years ago. I had never done tie-dye before I started doing this. I was at the Avenue Street Fair. Shout out to those guys. They're amazing. And I actually saw a trash pile. I went to her booth and was like, hi, hello, this is cool. Got a shirt from her. It was super dope. And then I went home and I had a ton of black shirts and I was like, I wonder if I can do this. I'd kind of been interested. And so looked up a tutorial on YouTube, posted on Instagram, and literally the rest is history. So it just kind of, I like literally fell into it. And I feel like that's how you know when you're actually passionate about it. Like you don't seek after it. It kind of seeks you almost. So yeah, it was really cool. Really fun.
The trash pile is, if you guys go back to episode, I think it's episode 4 for us or episode 3 maybe.
3 or 4.
She was
our second guest right after Cam.
Yeah, right after Cam. So
oh, gee.
Yeah.
She was another local tie-dye artist here, but she's now in
North Carolina, I believe.
Is it North Carolina she's moved to?
I believe so.
But
yeah, Taylor's amazing.
Yeah, she's
dope.
A great another tie-dye artist, but not even tie-dye anything before for you. Just was like, hey, this looks cool, I'm gonna give it a shot. And
not even like 8 years old at summer camp.
Yeah,
like nothing. I never even, like, literally everything I wear is black. I mean, except for this half of me, it's just all black. So I just had a ton of stuff laying around, and I had been interested. Like, I remember going, like, even before going to the street fair, I was like kind of looking up like how to do this, but there's so many supplies and like, you know, it's a whole thing. I'm like, I'm never going to do that. But after I was like, I think I can do this. And then literally, I wish I would have kept my first shirt, but it was so garbage. I think I gave it away, but started posting stuff on Instagram and just being like, look what I made. And people were like, can I have that? And so I was like, here, give me $5 for this shirt, please. And yeah, I mean, it really just kind of took off from there. So I had a lot of support at the beginning. Like, it was crazy.
When did you do your first show and market?
That was December. It was probably like this time, 2023.
Okay, so it was pretty quickly after that.
Yeah, I got really into it. I mean, it really snowballed. Like, it just, things kept happening and more people were coming to me. Big shout out to the place I worked at when I got this started. Everyone was like super supportive, and like everybody was like, can I have this shirt? And like they were just so like encouraging, and it was a small business, and so I got to learn kind of like how to do a small business, you know. And it was just really, I was very fortunate. Like, I was very fortunate in like falling into the situation or whatever. But I was at the Storage Steals and Daily Deals. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
I don't think they're around anymore, unfortunately, but they had these little fairs and I was like, meh, might as well. And so I set up. It was so dinky. Like, I didn't even take a picture. I wish I would have taken a picture. And I made a whopping $100, which was $100 more than I thought I was going to make. So I was addicted. Like, from that point, I was like, wait, people want this? And then, just kept doing them after that. And I think I've done, God, I don't even know how many at this point. Just every single weekend for 2 years. You guys know, like, never stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it literally every weekend you've been doing it, or have you taken some breaks?
So usually you guys sold at you did the
Jam Fest?
No, the
most recently
Bazaar.
Okay,
oh, yes.
You did the fashion show or whatever. I love to do the vinyl revival at the bar or at the Bazaar. So that's kind of my month off. Like I'll put all my effort into that. So I'm not technically selling in person. And then I took pretty much all of November off and December and probably January. I'm just tired, you know. I have a full-time job, and so it's hard for me to like always stay motivated, but I am getting that itch right now.
Well, and it catches up to you too. Like you need to take some breaks, otherwise burnout is real.
Yeah, and you don't recognize it. That's the hard part about burnout for me is like I start to loathe what I'm doing, and it's hard for me to step back and be like, okay, just take a break. Like I literally was talking to my husband like, I think I'm going to quit this, and he's like, let's just take some steps back first. And then we'll, you know, and now I'm starting to realize like, okay, I actually miss doing it and I like doing it. And like, I don't know, selling at markets, you just make connections with people, you know, and like, that's the funnest part.
It is one of the fun things about markets is the interactions with the people, the joy that you get to see when people are like super excited about the product.
Yeah.
Like I really get excited. We just did the holiday market this past weekend up in Ogden with Craft Lake City. And the amount of people that were just stoked to see the designs that we have on our t-shirts and like the smiles when they were like reading the designs or seeing something. It's so invigorating.
Invigorating.
Thank you so much.
We are twins, you and I. I was like, I don't know how to say that either.
But like just to see everyone like stoked to like, oh, that's so funny, or they were laughing, or like you could see them like their smirk on their face like just kind of light up when they were like seeing, and like, and you kind of just poke at them and like, what design, what got you,
which one
like,
made you giggle?
Yeah.
Or it's like, or they're like I have a Dino Chicken Nugget like sticker, and they're like Dino Chicken Nuggets or something. And
everyone gets stuck with that.
Everyone laughs, and it's so fun to just see that. And like
so
even
dope.
and we say it all the time when people just not buy something, but just to see something in the booth and just walk by and just have that interaction is super awesome. But you have kind of like a style to your tie dye, and you kind of have like a punk rock style to what you like choose, and like a flavor of is that kind of a choice of what you're doing? Is there like a
little bit of it?
What is your like I guess your design style that you're kind of going with your tie-dye stuff? Do you have a motivation that you go with?
I mean, like when I first started doing it, because I was doing my own stuff, it was really easy to like go down the avenue of like what I liked. And I think, you know, anybody that sells tie-dye in this way can attest that band shirts are usually the first to go because everybody loves music, you know, like that's not hard to connect with people. And so, you know, I'm a music lover. It wasn't really hard for me, but it's actually really intimidating sometimes to be like, I'm the music person, and then someone comes up and they're like, have you heard of this person? I'm like, no, sorry. But I do have a market playlist on my phone that's like songs that people suggest to me at markets, and it is all over the place, but it's super cool. So yeah, I mean, I kind of do more grungy. I'm like almost always bleach tie-dye. I mean, of course I do white shirts too, but I mean, like I don't know. It's just very creative for me, and it's very different. Like people are always talking about like, oh, that looks really, I've never seen tie-dye like that. And that's like the biggest compliment to me is it's like, it can be cool. I promise you. It's not lame. It was really hard. Yeah. It was hard at the beginning being like, I do tie-dye. And I'm like, I swear it's cool. It's not dumb.
It's not your grandma's tie-dye.
Yes. Totally. So yeah.
Sourcing your stuff, music t-shirts and band t-shirts can be very hard to come by. How do you go about getting some of the supplies you get for your actual product?
Thrifting. I think this is just a way for me to feed my thrifting addiction. Just a reason to be able to like justify it. Love going to thrift stores. I think it's really easy for me because I know what I'm looking for. You know, I really commend all of the vintage finders because you just sit and look through. I go to the black section and to the white section and then I'm done, you know. And usually like this is a problem that I have is I feel like I know what band shirts look like or like how to spot them, but I don't always know what the band is. And so when people take shirts down, they're like, who's this? And I'm like, I actually got caught recently doing that where Someone picked up a shirt. I don't know if you guys listen to the Midnight. Have you ever heard of them?
The name sounds familiar, but I'm not.
They're like modernized 80s, like saxophones.
Okay.
And
Yes,
synthesizers.
I have heard of. Okay.
So good. But they had a shirt that was all like beep beep boop, and so I was like, they're really electronic, like totally just talking on my butt. They buy the shirt, they walk away. I'm like frantically like, who is the Midnight? And I was like kind of right. So I was like, oh, okay, I can kind of, I can just talk out of my butt and it's totally fine. But I got caught recently where I think it was, don't get mad at me, it was an Oliver Tree shirt. Not familiar with his stuff, like, but
I've heard the name, but I don't. Yeah.
He has one TikTok song
Oliver
that
Tree's
everybody
great.
knows. Yeah. But he had a shirt, or I found a shirt from him that he had like a cowboy hat on. And it was kind of like folksy looking. And so some guy picks it up and he's like, who's this? And I was like, yeah, it's kind of giving like Mumford and Sons, like indie. No. And he was like, oh, that's cool. He pulls his phone out in front of me and starts searching. And I was like, oh no, you're supposed to buy the shirt and then leave and then be like, well, she was lying. Yeah. Right there. He like played the first song and it's like, not.
No.
It was so it was so embarrassing. And I was like, oh, that's that Oliver Tree. I thought you meant the other Oliver Tree. It was just really now I have to be like, I don't know. Yeah. Let's find out together. So dumb.
Yeah, Oliver Tree's not a Mumford.
It's so funny. It's more like, I looked him up, obviously it's like 21 Pilots kind of vibes. Oliver kind of raps a little bit.
Yeah, he's I want to say it's a good kind of mix, like SoundCloud artists, but like a rappy. I don't want to say Gen Z music because that's like that's the worst way to like. But like I like some of his stuff. You've listened to me listen. I would say
now that you guys are talking about it, I'm sure I know what you're talking about.
His fashion is all over the place. Yep. It's really great.
Which is why the shirt threw me off. Yeah. Like I was like, country.
Yeah, it's there's it's such a mix of his style because it's rap, it's pop,
there was like a song I listened to that was like Blink-182 and then it was like, I'm like, who the frick are? How was I supposed to know? I have no idea.
Yeah, but Mumford and Sons is not a great way to describe
it. Was way off.
No. Yeah, it's a independent artist. That's I don't want to like throw it as SoundCloud artist because that's not a great way to throw him under the bus there.
He's underground. We'll say he's like, I mean, there are probably fans out there right now that are like, he's not.
That's not it. Yeah, that's.
I say you cannot talk about music and not upset someone. Like
so true. So true.
Someone's gonna be upset about what you say. Because people are passionate about music.
And
it's
I
fine.
love that for them. It's not when I'm caught in the crossfire. Sorry.
But I mean, music is a very passionate thing to go down in.
I really like that. That's kind of where my work has gone towards music, is because it really connects people. Like literally, I can talk to you about concerts that you've been to this summer, or what's on your playlist this week, or there are a million things that I can engage with people with music, and I learn a lot. Like I don't know anything about music, so that's not true. I know some things, but like it's just nice to be able to connect with people on something that really most everybody enjoys and has a passion about or for.
You're not necessarily like hunting down like vintage like pieces. You're just looking for music like shirts and like music artist shirts kind of stuff that you can tie dye and like repurpose and use kind of stuff and keep out of landfills in that sense.
Yeah, I actually have someone who gave me like a 1980s Mickey Mouse shirt. Landon, gosh. I know who you are. I still have not done it because I'm so intimidated. Like I looked up the cost online and I was like, oh my gosh, if I mess this up, this is a very expensive mistake. But yeah, I typically like my whole goal, my whole business standpoint is to get rid of fast fashion. Like I'm over it. Everybody's over it. Yeah. We're all sick 100%. Of the polyester. We're all sick of the Shein and Temu and whatever. So yeah, my big thing is just to upcycle, to repurpose, to, I don't know, just give life to a shirt that didn't really have one before. And so it's just been really fun. I really don't think I was really into thrifting before I started doing this. Like I had been to a thrift store, but this for me is like a really good opportunity to really get into the sustainability world and like understand my impact on like what I'm doing. And it really does affect like not even just the clothes I'm tie-dyeing, but the clothes that I have. Like I want to get into sewing so that I can start repairing all my stuff, you know, instead of just being like, well, there it goes. So I think there's a lot of good that can come from even just being aware, you know, just being aware of like your impact and not using it as like a you should do better, but like what can I do better?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, and how can you like repurpose clothes in a way that will reach maybe a different market, right?
Yeah,
because there's
totally.
certainly a huge market. I mean, secondhand clothing is one of the fastest growing markets most recently, which is super exciting.
Yeah.
But not everybody wants to like go to the thrift store and like buy thrifted clothes, but they might see your sick ass tie-dye and be like, okay, I would wear that shirt.
Yeah. Or it inspires people to do it themselves. Like I am not threatened if people are like, how did you do that? And I'm like, let me tell you. Like I just, you know, if it's going to motivate you to go home and not throw away your shirt, I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, let me tell you all my secret. Honestly, I'm like, go to YouTube because that's how I learned it. But
YouTube University.
I know, right? Like it's there, it's accessible. So yeah, I'm really like, I don't feel like I'm a gatekeeper. I'm like, if you will save something from being thrown in a landfill, I'll do whatever I can to make that not happen. You know?
I think it's one of those things that the more we can teach people to want to learn these things and try it out for themselves, the more they can understand that like, oh, it is some effort that is needed to do these things, the more they can appreciate the art form itself.
Yeah.
And the more they can appreciate when the artists are doing this themselves and want to support the arts more, because like if they go and like, oh man, that took me a lot of time to do this.
Yeah.
They go, oh, okay, I will now want to support these artists for doing and taking the time. And like when we go and like, oh man, that tie-dye art that is now like a $40 t-shirt, $50 t-shirt, I get it why it costs this much kind of thing. And so like I am all gung-ho about, hey, I will show you how to do all of this stuff. I will show and understand like, hey, this is why I charge this much for these things, because it's like you can do all this stuff. I have no problem sharing all of this information, all of this. That's why we have tutorials up on our YouTube page on how to do all this stuff. You want to screen print? You want to learn how to do stickers? You want to learn how to do all this stuff? It's not even that like attitude of good luck. It's like I want people to get behind all this stuff because I want you to understand that this is all obtainable. Yeah. This is all stuff that everyone can do if you want to. Because if you don't want to, support the artists that are behind it, because we want to do this. Like we really want to do this, but we need you to support us if you don't want to do this. And like it costs money, it costs time, it takes skills to like do it at the level that we are all doing this kind of stuff. And like, again, like, hey, yeah, you want to show these people how to tie-dye. I don't want to gatekeep. I don't want to hold anything behind. I want to share as much knowledge as I can. I want to like open the doors and like let the floodgates open with as much as I can share, because the more people know how much it takes to do any of the stuff that we are doing, the more respect and understanding they'll have for the art forms that are being done for all the people that are like at these shows that we're doing, all of these forms. One of the coolest things is how many people, again, I go back to, we were at the show this weekend for the holiday market, how many people were flooding inside of the Union Station to support the arts, because like they weren't at big Walmarts or big Targets or the big box stores and everything. They were at a holiday market buying goods for like small local businesses, supporting all this stuff. And most people weren't really batting an eye at most of the prices there. They were there like, hey, I'm going to buy this shirt as a gift, or hey, this is really cool. I'm getting this for grandma, or I'm getting this for like
myself.
Cousin.
Let's be honest.
Most people,
for me.
Most people were having that struggle, like kind of thing. Like, I don't know who
true.
I'm getting this for. I'm getting this for myself. I heard that a lot, but like it's early in the season still. Like there's still plenty of time for other people to buy for themselves. But it is one of those things where I think that's super cool, that I think we are seeing this shift in society right now, maybe. And I hope it's like maybe in the long term, I don't know, maybe it's just what we're in the world we're in right now, where we're getting this pushback against big corporate America kind of thing.
Malls are dying with good reason.
And so, but I think it is, I think it might have been Adam Savage like was talking about, but like the amount of like how much we can educate more about like the maker space and maker build like people out there, like it just does better for everybody.
Totally.
But
and I think sparking creativity is very powerful, right? Like everybody has the ability to be creative, whether or not you believe it. And so giving people like, I mean, I do photography, I graphic designer, like I feel like I have a lot of creative outlets, but tie-dye was one that I was like, oh, this is totally new. You know, it uses, my brain thinks in a different way when I'm doing tie-dye, and like that is empowering in itself, you know? And so giving people an opportunity to like understand that, oh, I can be creative, just not in their traditional sense, you know, like I can still give something to the world. It looks different for everybody, and that's what I appreciate, artists that just do it all, because all of a sudden you're like, oh, I can screen print. I just need a $20,000 screen printer.
You don't need a $20,000 screen printing setup or anything. Like you can do it a lot cheaper, I swear. And we did not pay $20,000 for our set.
Sorry, other people, not us, obviously. Yeah, it's fun.
We went off on a little bit of a tangent there and everything. I do want to talk a little bit about your process. We were talking a little bit about how you do and sourcing your stuff, but your process for your tie-dyeing, about how long does it take for, or I guess when you're doing a market, how much materials or how much product do you take to a market for you, that you feel comfortable that you have enough for a market?
Never enough. Never have enough. I usually shoot to have anywhere between 100 and 150 shirts.
Oh my God, that much.
If possible. I've really learned the more that you have, the more you have to sell. And the events that I put more effort into bringing as much high quality, obviously I don't want to like put garbage on the racks, but you know, having more options. T-shirts are kind of hard, especially the ones that I sell, because you have to have the right size and it has to be the right colors and it has to be the right band. Like it's really hard to sell to the masses when things are very specific, and it's one off, right? Like, that's it.
So like, oh, I have the same shirt in 5 sizes or 5 colors,
and everybody comes up, they're like, do you have this in a large? I'm like, that is one and only, babe. Like
one of one.
That's it.
That is such a tough one to deal with customers. And like, do you have this in multiple sizes?
No,
like, no.
I don't. No. I do. I'm always like, I can find you one and try it in the same way. But like, I think, just the more that I can bring, just because there is such a variance in customers and like preferences and all that stuff. So the more I can just throw at people. But I have other things like the socks, or I do band patches. I have band posters, like really high quality printed band posters that people like to thumb through. So there's stuff for people if they don't find a shirt, there's other options. And, you know, I think you guys know, like the more things that you have to sell, the more people you can bring in. And
and we always talk about different price points. So like the socks, shirts, posters.
Totally.
Okay, you hit on something that, as an apparel person that takes a lot of different stuff at markets, I want to go off on a little bit of a tangent here, because 100 to 150 pieces at a market, how do you transport your stuff to market? Because that is a thing that we struggle with
every time.
And with apparel, it is really hard to carry a lot of pieces.
Only packs so small.
So what is your method of madness to take 100 pieces and display it at a market?
You're going to hate this.
Okay.
Literally take them off the rack, throw them in the car. I saw another person do that, and I was like, that's genius. I had a big tub, right? Like massive, fold everything nice, unfold it. And then I saw a dude, it was a vintage seller. He literally just like off the rack into the car. And I was like, oh my gosh, you can do that. I used to I
hate this. I hate this so much. Nope. That was not the answer.
This wouldn't work for us.
This is not the answer I wanted.
I need to do a POV and show, like, I have my setup to a T in my car. I have a Mazda CX-5 mid-size sedan or mid-size SUV. It's not a lot of space, but I can literally, like, it's Tetris for me. And whenever my husband, I'm like, this goes here and this goes there and don't touch this. And like, it is very regimented, which is really great. But I used to set up a rack with like an Allen wrench. And oh my gosh, I would be there 2 hours early and leave 2 hours later because I'm undoing this stupid rack.
Yeah.
And then I saw another guy that had collapsible racks, and I was like, that's a thing? So like every show that I would do, it would be like a new thing. And I finally, after 2 years, feel like, okay, I know what I'm doing. Like, I never get nervous. I'm never like, oh, what am I have everything that I need. Like, I've made all of the mistakes, and now I feel like I have
it dialed in.
Like I have scissors, I have zip ties, everything that you're like, okay, I need that for next time. But literally, like, I take them off by size so I know where to put them back on the rack, and then you just pile them on top of each other. Done. I'm telling you, give it a shot. Nice, but... Give it a shot. It works.
So it works for you with the one-offs. That does make sense for the style of what you're selling,
or for like the vintage resellers, because I saw people doing that too.
Yeah, we've seen it in that sense for the type of things. For when Christy does her like vintage sales and stuff like that, because we have done it where it like comes off, goes into a bin, or goes into
it's like it stays on the hanger and just kind of like fold it, throw it in the bin, but it goes in.
But because we have some of like our apparel that's like screen printed, we have the multiple sizes, we have the same like the different SKUs of things and everything. It doesn't work the same for us, unfortunately.
And we don't just have apparel, because we have the prints and the stickers and the like.
I've got 2
vintage cameras and the
I have got 1 bucket for like my little thingies, and I got 1 bucket for my sale shirts. And that's it. And then everything else is just loose shirts. I will say, if you're gonna do that, wire hangers is the way to go. If you do plastic ones and you snap them on something, that was the thing where I was like, okay, that can't be a thing anymore. But because I'm a graphic designer, I'm very conscious of how my booth looks. I put a lot of pride in like literally just setting everything up perfectly to fit the brand. And that's another thing I think is sometimes overlooked with your booth, is like, you got to sell it, and you're not always going to be there to like catch people and bring them in. So you have to have stuff like your best work out front, and things at different eye levels. Like you just want the space to be inviting, and I feel like I finally have honed that in. I mean, there's still obviously lots to learn, but I feel very confident now. And like, if a shirt comes down, I'm like, oh, put another one back up. Like, it's like I have it down to a T, and it's just nice to feel that confidence, going into a show. Yeah.
We have a system pretty dialed. What throws us for us a curveball every once in a while is when we don't have the same 10 by 10 space.
That's the worst.
Well, like the holiday market this weekend, it was a 5 by 10. So it's literally
what the
half
freak is that?
half the space. So yeah, exactly. So this is our like 3rd time doing it. So we of course had like a different setup than we have the past like 2 times that we've done this market. But yeah, every time it's like
5 by 10. When you cut your tent in half, like how do you even do that?
There's no tents because it's indoors.
Oh, that's a nightmare. Okay. No, thank you.
I think we settled on a setup this year that actually worked really well.
I think it looked really good too.
Oh,
yeah. So, but it was
the only issue is that there's 3 of us, and that's the other hard part. Is it's like it's me and Derek and Juniper, obviously not all at the same time, all for the entire duration of the market, but like we also have to find ways to like, Juniper needs a little bit of space for her stuff, and then we need like our bodies to fit in the booth, even though we're like trying to squeeze ourselves into the tiniest space possible
under the table, put the tablecloth over you.
Exactly.
Nobody needs to know.
But it is one of those things that you like. That's what throws the curveball, is like, we know what works in a 10 by 10. But then it's like, oh, we now have to cut that in half and figure out how to fit as much of our stuff as possible. Like, what do we not take? What do we take? Do we like eliminate this stuff this time? And then like,
well, then I did that 8 by 8 booth, and I was like, well, I'll just do a 4-foot table instead of a 6-foot table. And then I was like, 4-foot table is small.
I know. You think it's going to be even 8 by 8. You're like, it's the same thing. No, that extra 2 feet, like,
so different.
It's crazy how different that is. But
so there's some curveballs that get thrown at you sometimes that you kind of you're like, okay, all right, let's figure this one out.
I used to be like, every show, give me everything, and now I feel like I'm a lot more picky because I know what's going to sell. Like, you got to kiss a lot of frogs, right? Like you have to do the dinky markets that you don't sell anything at. Those are good like marketing opportunities and networking and whatever. But now I'm like, okay, I know this is the space that I can work with. Like I typically only try and sell in the summer because of the tent thing. Like I use my tent as like a hanging my shirts on, you know, and when you go indoors, it's really hard for people to understand what you sell when it's just on a rack, you know, they can't see what it is. So I really don't sell indoors all that much, which is why consignments are a big thing for me right now. Like I just throw all my shirts at other places. I'm like, you do the work, you know, which is really great. So
let's talk about that a little bit, because we do a few consignments now. We don't do a lot still. We haven't really got we haven't got too down that rabbit hole of consignments. How well do consignments like work for you, and how do you go about finding the right consignment like setup for you?
Well, I do a lot of vinyl shops.
Okay.
You kind of, I mean, I feel like I have to just cater to what I do. And like right now I'm set up at Lavender Vinyl in Ogden. Shout out to Kai. He's amazing. But it's a really great, like, I mean, I'm just such a lazy person. Like if I can just sit back, I mean, usually you're doing like a 60, 40, 70, 30 kind of split, or there's like a booth fee or whatever. But it is so worth it to me, because then I can put that energy and time into making inventory, or, you know, just not having to go to the market for 8 hours and set up and get all sweaty and like all the things that I hate to do. So my thing is trying to just have as many like hands in the pot as I can, you know, like put things in different places and try them out. Again, it's like if you're going to move to a new avenue, you just have to try it. And if it doesn't work, like the good thing for me is like I can leave my stuff at places for like months at a time and then be like, oh, I have a show, I need to pull it, you know. But it's just money. Like it's just sitting money that I don't have to put any like real effort into. I just have to supply it, you know. So for me, it's just been like finding the avenues. Like I'm literally a salesman going into vinyl shops. I'm like, hey, look at this thing I'm wearing. You want to sell it? So it's definitely, I just love the passive income. It's just so much easier for me.
Have you run into any like kind of like walls or like no's or anything that kind of make it like discouraging, or has it all been pretty positive with the outcome of like the consignment route? I
haven't had any bad experiences yet. I mean, it's been really easy. I'm also at the neighborhood hive right now in Sugar House. They're so awesome to work with. That's a big thing for me, is like the event coordinator or whoever's in charge of selling, like whatever, whoever's in charge, if I don't vibe with them, like even if it's super successful, I'm like, I can't be here, you know, like the energy is just not, I just don't sell well at those events because my attitude sucks, you know? So that's a really big thing for me, especially with consignments, is like, how well do we work together? Because I feel like that person's also going to be more motivated to like help me sell my stuff, you know, like they're going to be more enthusiastic. Like Kai at Lavender Vinyl, that dude loves just cool stuff. Like he is so supportive, and he actually gave me a couple things. He'd be like, hey, can you tie-dye this? I'm like, yes, I can. It's my favorite. Like I love doing merch. It's so fun to do collabs with people because they get really excited because you put your logo on it and suddenly it's like, ooh, this is literally one of a kind, you know? So it's really great. And like I said, it's just supporting local. Like it's local supporting more local, which is great, you know?
Very cool.
Yeah.
I want to get back around because we're going all over the place.
We keep going off on tangents tonight.
Your actual tie-dye process. We were getting into that and then kind of jumped off of that. I want to know how you actually do your tie-dye. So is it
because there's lots of different methods.
Look up a YouTube tutorial.
Well, no, but like there's lots of different methods of tie-dye.
Are you an ice dyer? Are you a traditional tie-dyer?
Do you do a mix of different things?
Are you a tie with actual ties? Are you a rubber band tie-dyer? How are you actually tie-dyeing?
I like when people send me on Instagram, people will send me like the really intricate, like I'm like, girl, please don't send me that stuff. It just discourages me. I can't do that. But yeah, I mean, I just do, so I use bleach, which in reverse tie-dye is kind of taboo because bleach destroys the fibers. So you have to be really careful about how to preserve it afterwards. If you leave your shirt too long, or if you don't neutralize the bleach well, or if the conditions aren't right, you can put holes in your shirts.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people kind of shy away from bleach for that reason. The other option you can do, I can't remember what it's called. It's like off white, bright, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It removes the color, but it doesn't damage the fibers.
Mm-hmm.
Great. I love that for you. I just can't work with it. Like, it's just so hard for me to like, I just can't control it in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So I like bleach. It takes twice as long, which I don't think a lot of people realize that. Like, you have to take the color out and then put it back in.
Right.
So, and it's hard for me to explain that in person, you know, like I probably should be charging more for my stuff because it's reverse, but at the same time, I'm like, whatever, it's fine. Yeah. And then my color scheme, like I really like doing bright colors because I think it just contrasts with the black really well. But I really started getting into like earth tones because earth tones on black is just like such a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So yeah, ice dye, I use a lot of rubber band. I mean, there's so many options to do tie-dye with. That's what I love about it is like, you should seriously see my basement right now. It is such a mess. There's rubber bands literally everywhere. I use artificial sinew, which is like a wax coated string. And I mean, you literally know everything. It's fine. And yeah, I think the hardest part for me is the waiting for 24 hours. You have to like let it batch. And I'm always like, I'm ready for it now.
So when you say let it batch, what do you mean by let it batch?
You just have to like, so part of the process is you soak it in soda ash, which is like a sodium bicarbonate, and it helps the fibers accept the dye better, or like just better, I guess. And you have to let that process happen for at least 24 hours is what they say. You can let it go longer. After like, I think it's after 72 hours, it really doesn't make a difference how vibrant it is. But if you want those like really bright colors, you just have to leave it alone. And for me, like I'm like a Gen Z or whatever, where I'm like, I need it now. I need to, instant gratification. But yeah, it's a process too. Like when you're washing them, it's like wash day is the worst day for tie. It's really exciting because you get to see the final product, but getting to that point is like, oh my gosh, like I'm in my bathtub for like 2 hours trying to rinse these stupid shirts. But yeah, when I first started doing tie-dye, it was like 3 shirts and I'm like, I'm exhausted. And now it's like 20 shirts and I'm like, I'm still exhausted. So yeah, it's just, you get into the rhythm and the flow state. I love it when I hit that and I'm just like, yes, let's go.
Yeah. Time disappears.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I hate it though, because my husband comes down, he's like, I'm going to bed. I'm like, it's 3 a.m. I never would have known.
How many t-shirts are you usually doing in a batch?
15 to 20.
15 to 20. So is that like, what are we talking, like every 3 to 4 days? Is that kind of?
I should. There are so many times that I'm on my couch and I can just see the pile I'm supposed to do. I'm like, shut up. Don't talk to me. When I was like really in it, like in the summer and the selling months, I can do probably 3 batches a week.
Okay.
My process is like, I'm so lazy. I tie in one day and then I dye in another and then I rinse in another. So for me, it really does take like 3 solid days to get a batch, but you can like overlap that, like wash and then tie the shirts and whatever.
You keep saying you're so lazy.
I know. I'm like, but you also have a full-time job.
You're running a side hustle business of like full-time and you keep saying you're so lazy. That's not lazy. Like, let's be real.
You're doing markets every weekend.
Well, you guys get it. This is imposter syndrome. Like, you can always be doing more, and
we get that. But
there are legit days where I'm like, if I have to tie another shirt, I'm going to lose my mind. So it's like that guilt, when you're like, I have all this stuff. I need to be, I have people who need to buy these shirts. Like literally right now, I have like 10 custom orders of people that are just like, hey, where's my shirt?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's sitting on my couch.
Yeah.
Okay, leave me alone.
Well, we get back to the like earlier part of the like episode where we're talking about like if people knew what the process is to take to do this whole thing and
well,
everything.
and I used to struggle with like I need to explain this to people, and honestly, like I don't. Like you're gonna appreciate it or you're not,
Yeah.
you know. And if you really are curious, like by all means, ask me. But like,
yeah, so the people who are interested are gonna ask about it.
yeah, or like I just, you know, I think every artist goes through this when they feel like they have to justify their prices. It's like, babe, you do what you got to do, and if it's overpriced, like, you know, that's your problem. You know, like it's not. I just don't feel like you have to. Not everybody should have to feel like this is the process that I do and this is why I charge. It's like it is what it is.
Yeah,
you know.
as sometimes that's just it is what it is kind of thing. Like I know Christy sometimes has this like it's like
I'm the worst at pricing stuff.
Same girl.
Christy's like, oh, they purchased the thing. I'm like, yeah. On Etsy, you put it as 3 to 5 days that you're gonna like. We don't have to ship.
I'm like,
this
but
out.
they ordered it, so I got to do it today, and then I got to mail it out like today.
Oh, that's
or
right.
tomorrow.
You're Amazon.
Yeah.
Come on,
it's like,
girl.
you know, we have a couple days before we need to get this out to them.
Derek's always like, why don't you just like do the go to the post office like once or twice a week? And I'm like, yeah, but orders come in like I don't know when they're gonna come in, and when they come in, then I gotta make them, and then I gotta put them out. I gotta go to the post office and mail them out. Like,
have to rush to the post office today.
like no, but we gotta stop on the post. We gotta stop at the mailbox on the way to the grocery store.
Is this a real conversation I'm hearing right now? This isn't a hypothetical.
No,
100%.
Play.
It's like we can schedule like to be
No,
more efficient.
we gotta go to the post office
We can take
today.
all the packages on Friday, and like we can do this on
But
Friday.
they put the order in on Monday. They can't wait till
my
Friday.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was like
I'm the worst.
So.
Well, and you
get
also
it.
have to. My thing is like I really don't ever think I'm gonna get paid for my time. I cover the materials, the cost of the shirt, the cost of the water, the cost of the light. Like you have to take in consideration like all the things that go into like the little things, right?
Yeah.
Like, but as far as my time, I'm not getting paid nearly enough, and part of me's okay with that, you know. Like,
well, and I mean, as some of the artists and artistry that we are, and I think all of us as artists, we all have that struggle sometimes.
Yeah.
And there are some of these where I get it when some of these things we do, we accept that and we're okay with it. But then there's times where I'm like, we have to do better to ourselves to break that down a little bit. And I don't know what it is as artists, if it's our understanding of business 101 that we
or lack thereof.
Of lack
hashtag creatives, man.
That we don't do enough to like justify those costs into our stuff, because I think it's the 20 plus years that we've been doing this kind of stuff for that, like we go, oh, hey, maybe we do need to do a little bit better of that.
Yeah.
But as some of the artists that are getting started in this, and that's, I hope by some of the people listening to the episodes that we talk to everybody here and we do a little bit better to break down the walls and the curtains and all the stuff that we struggle with as artists, starving and trying to be better and like take away all the like the scariness of running our own business kind of stuff, that like we help others out there like be a little bit more comfortable with charging a little bit more for our efforts with that, because those things do add up. Those little things do add up, and it's like, hey, you know what? The $20 for a t-shirt, it should be $25 for a t-shirt. And there are times where like, hey, we do it. We just did it this weekend. We're like, hey, you know what? We've made our money on some of these things. We can charge $15 for a t-shirt. We made a sale. Let's have a sale.
It's the end of the year. We want to clear our inventory. We can like discount what we've got left of our stock because we've already made money off of the shirts that have already sold, kind of thing.
Yeah. We can control that though. We are the end all be all of that sale kind of thing. We have that. You have the control of that. We have our own overhead. We understand that. But like when we have that control, it's so much easier to make those choices kind of thing. Totally. But like we have the understanding of what that is to be able to do that. But like you have to be able to understand why you're making those choices in the end of all of it kind of thing. Because if you don't know why, like I go back and I talked about this very early on. And so there was a couple artists that were like taking 6 hours to draw on a t-shirt and charging $20 for a t-shirt. And I'm like, you spent at Michael's for this t-shirt like $10 for the t-shirt, and then you spent $6 6 hours drawing on this t-shirt for your art and you're charging, I'm like, break
But
down.
You also have to be realistic. Like, yes, you took 6 hours, and for me, it's like if you're gonna charge based on like what you're doing, you either have to do it faster if you're gonna charge less, or if you're gonna take your time and make it, you know, super pretty or whatever, then yeah, you can charge more. But realistically, like sometimes I just have to like get it done.
Yeah.
You know, because people aren't gonna pay $60 for a t-shirt, you know. I have to keep that in mind.
But then I also see people charging $600 for a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's not me.
That's not me either.
Yeah.
In that sense, but I also I see people walking around with a $600 t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I go, why do they get a $600 t-shirt? And the person who is charging $20 for a 6 hour day, like, I'm like, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Here, there's
it's a mindset.
There is. And so we have to be okay in some sense that like we have to find a balance.
Yeah.
There is a balance that we have to be okay with. And like, hey man, I get it. You don't want to charge like $60 for a t-shirt, but your t-shirt is worth a little bit more than $20.
Yeah.
Like you have to be okay with like maybe that shirt. Charge $30. Please charge $30.
Just a little more.
Charge a little bit more.
$22.50.
Because like in the end, like you're like $22.50. Like come on, man. Like
something. Well, that was something I had to learn when I first started too. Is like, I think when you're brand new and you don't know what you're doing, you're like, I will just sell anything. So $10, you know. And I mean, my rack, the most expensive thing was like $15 for a minute. Which shout out to those guys that bought that. You had OG, cheapo, whatever. But yeah, I think there's a lot of not fun things about being a creative and having a small business, and that's what I'm struggling with right now. Is like, I'm kind of losing the magic a little bit. Like it's getting to be more of a burden than it is a creative outlet. And my job, like I'm very creative at my job. So when I come home and I'm like, oh, I have to be creative again. Like I almost don't want to be like, I just want to turn my brain off. So it's like, I'm trying to find that balance right now of like finding the passion again. Why am I doing this? Like, do I need to stop because I'm not loving it anymore? Like that's the burnout. Like it just comes up all of a sudden. You're like, oh my gosh, I think I hate this.
Yeah.
Let's take a step back, you know? And I think a lot of creatives give up when that happens. Instead of like pushing the brake a little bit, they're just like, oh, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Instead of a full stop, like maybe slow down.
Yeah.
And then reevaluate.
And that's hard. Like that's really hard to do. I'm grateful for my husband because he's the one that's like, you need to chill. And I'm like, you're right. But it's really hard to find that balance. And I'm even 2 years in, I'm still struggling with it like big time.
Yeah. It is one of those things where you have to find that work-life balance of like how far to push with what you're doing. We've seen it with a lot of the different makers, like, oh, they're not at the show this weekend, kind of thing. And like, oh, hey, what happened to so-and-so?
That's me right now. Honestly, everyone's like, hey, are you still alive? I'm like, no, I'm not.
And you're trying to figure out where that is. And like, is this a full-time thing? Is this like, what is it? What is the end goal for it? Like, is it something that you want to continue doing? Is it something that's like making sense for the long term? Like,
or maybe sometimes it's like, or maybe do I need to pivot? Like maybe I just need to like focus less on this aspect and maybe like work on branching out or doing different things. Or
that's the consignment for me. It's like this is a new branch of like exploring and like figuring it out. And you know, I mean, you have to take in consideration that you're not making 100% of the sales. Like if you're going to price things differently, you're going to have to think about those kinds of things, you know. And even though you're not selling in person, like there are still a lot of things that you need to figure out in order to do that. But this is to that point, like I just needed to try something different. And like, I love markets. I love the people that I meet at markets. Like that's one of my biggest reasons that I go. But you know, if I'm starting to lose that magic, let's just change it up. Like, let's just figure out something that works a little bit better.
Maybe do fewer markets or be more choosy about which markets you do. Or
totally.
If this is something you really love to do, change it so that you can still do it. Kind of change so that you don't lose that magic, kind of thing. I don't want to leave the show here without knowing why the name Nox Tie Dye, because that was something.
I'm gonna piss some people off. I'm gonna tell you that. That's what's gonna happen. So I know, like, what's the Potter community? Harry Potter is like potheads. Is that what you guys call each other? Like Potterheads? I don't know.
I think that's
like a sneakerhead. I don't know.
Yeah.
People that love Harry Potter. I never grew up with it. I'm not like a huge fandom. Like, I think I know 3 of the books pretty well. First 3 movies, right? We were watching. So my husband and I were watching a marathon for Christmas, which is like, why is that a Christmas series? There's
Harry
one
Potter weekend. Harry Potter weekend.
There's like one movie that references Christmas, and it's like, oh, Harry Potter's so Christmas. It's like, no, it's not. It's like way not. So we were watching. Which is the? Do you guys know Harry Potter?
I do. He doesn't.
Okay, tell me. I need to just memorize this. What's the one where he has the map? It's like the mischief managed.
I mean, he has that in multiple, but it's from. So I want to say it's. Is it the second one or the third one? So I'm not like. He's like
watching Tom Riddle like do with his little feet, and then he disappears, and he's like,
oh, if it's Tom Riddle, that's gonna be one of the later ones. I think that is. Oh my gosh,
is that the one with Robert Pattinson?
I'm like outing myself. Oh no. He's in the Robert Pattinson's in like the first ones, and then he dies. Anyways,
I know. I watched them out of order, by the way, by accident one time when I first started, and he died, and then he came back in the other movie, and I was like, what the freak? They don't even explain that. So I'm really dumb when it comes to Harry Potter.
Where he's watching Tom Riddle on the map. I want to say that's actually the second movie.
I think it's pretty early on. Yeah, I remember
because he's. Anyways, it's a whole thing.
Yes.
But yeah.
Sorry to anyone. Someone's like, it's this one.
I know. I'm like outing myself as a bad Harry Potter fan, but
you're not even a pothead, man. So we were watching that, my husband and I had been struggling to create a name for forever, because you look at like there's people that are like dying to tie, and like they just change the words out, you know, and like phonetically it makes sense, but you see it on paper and it doesn't, whatever. And so I was like going through my head, and I'm like trying to come up with something kind of edgy, you know, and I just couldn't figure it out. And I was getting frustrated because I was like, this is like a big deal. Like you name a business and like that is who you are. So if I'm not proud of it, I'm going to be like regretting my decision, you know? Yeah. So we were watching this movie, and there's the part where he's looking at the map. He's all by himself in a hall. Like he's not supposed to be there. I feel like I'm like saying a dream or something. There's like candles everywhere. He's in a hall, and he's got his little wand that has like the little light on it. Tip,
yeah.
And he hears someone coming, and so he goes, Nox, and turns off the light. Yeah. And I was like, that's cool. Which is funny because I have a photography business called Low Lux, Lux, which is light. And I realized that Nox means darkness in Latin. And I was like, that can kind of work. And so Nox Tie Dye was born.
Okay.
And everyone at shows thinks my name is Nox, which I'm like, I wish. That'd be freaking dope. But yeah, it's all thanks to Harry Potter. Thanks, man. JK, you really know what you were doing.
Formerly. She did. Not anymore.
We don't talk about that. We talk about her in the old days.
I was wondering if it was Harry Potter reference, but yeah, no, I love it.
Yeah, every time we watch them too, which has been once since then, I'm like, turn it up. It's the one part. I love it. So yeah. That's how it got started. Me not being a Harry Potter fan, claiming that Harry Potter is the reison I got my name.
Well, you can just use the Latin now. Like, you just say it's based on like Nox means darkness.
Oh, I love saying it's Harry Potter. Because then people are like, that's so cool. I'm like, I don't know anything else about Harry Potter other than
I know one spell.
Yeah.
Nox to turn your light off.
That's pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, it was cool.
If you had a piece of advice for people looking to get started in the maker world, in the market world, or the crafty world, or anything to share, what would that piece of advice be for someone out there looking to get started?
Oh, I think I'm the one that needs advice. Very much the opposite. I am in no position to give advice. I really think for me, it's I've really enjoyed the friends that I've made at markets, and I've been to a lot where people don't reach out to their neighbors and they just sit there in silence for like 8 hours. I'm like, girl, I usually I'll set all my stuff up. I have like RBF really bad. So people think that I have like no interest in talking to them. So I'll set all my stuff up, and then immediately my first thing is going to my neighbor and being like, hi, what's your Instagram? Like, what do you sell? And, you know, engaging with them. And honestly, like, it makes such a difference when my neighbor is like super cool and we just jive, you know, like you get bored and you have no one in your booth and you just go and hang out. And making friends makes a lot of connections. Like, they will tell you about shows that they think you would do really well at, or you know, someone runs this booth or this event and I want you to meet them. And like a lot of opportunities can come from just being friendly and not taking it so seriously. Like I went to a festival where it was a Grateful Dead festival and there were so many tie-dye artists. It was insane.
Tie-dye at Grateful Dead? Like what? Like, hold on.
Well, I was walking in too and I was carrying all my racks and this dude was like, "Are you another tie-dye artist?" I'm like, "Bro, we're at a Grateful Dead event. What did you expect?"
Like, what are they going to sell here?
But like, even in those instances where I'm like, build the community, you know, if you're really intimidated, which be confident in your product. Like if you are confident in what you sell and you are like stoked about it, people will see that and they'll be like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, it seems really easy in theory, but like being friendly and just being a part of the community in that sense, being enthusiastic and excited. Like I'm a closeted introvert. Like I don't like talking to people. It's really hard for me, but you turn on that switch and all of a sudden, like, the friends that you make and the connections that you make, do it.
You say closeted introvert, and I think most people at markets are.
Yes.
I think most artists are in general.
But I think most people at the show, and I think are when you get into the situation where you're passionate about what you're doing, are willing to talk about what they are passionate about.
That's why you hit up your neighbors and you say like, what is this? You know, like this is not what I'm selling, so tell me about it. And they just turn on this light, you know, like it's really interesting to see when people feel comfortable around you and how different they treat you. And I totally get like, it's so intimidating, but the second you can just be yourself and just engage, like I am so stupid at markets. I just, you know, I'm like trying to grab people's attention. I'm asking them dumb questions. I'm telling them that Oliver Tree sounds like Mumford & Sons, and they definitely don't. Like, I'm just trying to really bring people in just like a vibe sense, you know? Like, even if you don't like my product, just talk to me. Tell me what your favorite song is right now and make that connection. Or even your booth, like, just make connections.
Yeah.
That would be my biggest thing.
I mean, the whole reason we do this podcast is because we talk to our neighbors.
Exactly. That's why I admire you guys so much. Is like you're doing that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, and like I will say, especially here in Salt Lake, but like I think in general, like the artist community is such a welcoming community.
The best.
Yes.
And like, I understand that there's competition, and even with like you're selling a lot and your neighbor isn't, or vice versa, like it's really easy to hate people for that. But to me, I'm like, I'm so stoked that you're making those sales. Like somebody's winning here, right? Like, and I wish we all had that mentality, because like it's not a competition, right? I get that people have a budget, and if they spend money here and they come to your booth, they don't have that budget. I get that, whatever. But it's always going to be another show. You know, be stoked for people, like build them up and be like, oh my gosh, how many sales did you make? I wish more people talked about numbers at sales.
We've talked about that on the show here. If we can be more open about sales, if we can be more open about the markets, if we can be more open about how we are all rising and everything like that, it will lift the artist community. We cannot be taboo about like the actual like market side of things, and like we need to be more open about it, because it cannot be something that we are scared to talk about with each other, because it's scary, but it needs to be something we talk about more.
Yeah, I think people are afraid, because they're afraid that they're gonna be like, oh well, I only made like, you know, $200, and they're worried that someone else is gonna be like, oh, that's terrible. But that's not gonna be anyone's reaction.
$200 for me is very different for $200 who's selling like handmade jewelry. Like those are two very different numbers. And like my goals and my standards, sometimes like I hear people that are like, I made $2,000. I'm like, I could never. That's way too much money. Like that's never gonna happen for me. So in those instances, I'm like, go off. Like I'm so happy for that. And I cannot compare myself to you, because even if you sell tie-dye, like I don't understand what you're doing, but that's just not realistic for me, and I'm okay with that. Right.
Well, and also I feel like the more we talk about it, the more you'll probably honestly find other vendors who are in a similar ballpark to you. Like I was just at an event and it was really slow, and we were in the elevator on our way down, and it was like, man, how did it go for you? I was like, it was really slow. It was like, honestly. And she was like, yep, I made my booth fee back plus like $40. And I was like, yep, I made my booth fee back plus like $50. Like that was it. Like we were both just like,
I get that it's hard. Sometimes I have a hard time when like, if someone's like, yeah, I didn't really do too well, and I did. It's really hard for me to be like, I did really well, you know? But like when I go up to people, I'm like, give me a number. Like, what did you make today? Like one time I sold next to a jewelry girl, Jerry, I hope she listens to this. I love her. She made $500 and she has a $5 price point, and I made $500 and I have a $30 price point. So I was like, damn, you were selling today.
That's a lot of
that's crazy. So even though we made the same amount, I'm like, you did way better than me. You pushed way more inventory. And so like this whole like comparing ourselves, it's easy to do, but it's dumb. It's stupid.
And that's a conversation to have with each other, because it's also going to be a thing that goes, hey, this market might have not been for you also, kind of thing. Because, hey, if you did really well, why did you do so well at this market? What were you selling that I wasn't selling, kind of thing? Like, oh, vintage did really well at this market. You know what? I don't sell vintage. This might not be the market that did well.
That's why I don't sell at vintage places. That's exactly it.
That's the thing. Like, hey, I don't sell vintage stuff. I sell recycled stuff, kind of thing. It's a different market, kind of thing. That's a different thing, kind of stuff. It's like, oh, I sell illustrations. That doesn't sell well at these kind of things. So there's a different type of stuff. Oh, ceramics sold really well. Ceramics didn't sell really well. Like, you have to find where these things are selling, and you have to find out. And like that, we talk about it on this show all the time with other artists, like, doing different markets, finding the markets that work for you is going to take some legwork of going to different
markets.
A
lot of frogs, man. You gotta.
When you said that, I'm like, that's a really good like term there that was used. I really like that one.
There are going to be those days that
I'm gonna steal that one.
I mean, that's what it is. And like, it's almost like a rite of passage. And to the people that don't, I'm like, girl, that's dope. Like, if you can be successful at every single market, I love that.
What are you making and selling?
I know, like,
wow.
And I think that's a problem too, is I think sometimes people kind of fudge their numbers a little bit, and that's just doing damage, you know? Like, I would hope everybody's being honest, but sometimes I'm like, really? Like, you really made that much? I don't know. I just feel like transparency and honesty, and really the only way you're going to establish that is if you are friends with these people. Like, that's how you get those real connections and those real like conversations, is if I can make you feel safe enough to share that information with me, then great.
We are an open book. Like, we are not trying to like lie or keep anything from anybody with what we are doing. We want to be upfront and honest with everybody about what we are doing and why we are doing it and how we are doing it. Because again, like, if like we are like, I butcher this one every time, but it a rising tide lifts all boats. I think I got it right. I think I think I did it. I did, guys. I did it. It was only the 61st episode, but I got it, guys.
Put it on a shirt so you don't forget it.
There we go. But where can they find more information on what you're doing? What's the social handles? Where are you online?
I feel like a lot of people are like, I don't like social media. I love social media.
It's great.
It's such a great tool.
It as a tool,
Literally, most of my customs come from social media, and it's just people that are like, hi, I saw you at this market. This is the only way I can contact you. So I'm on Instagram. I have a TikTok as well. You can be my 201st follower. I'm not as successful on TikTok, but I love TikTok. It's so unhinged on there. It's just the best.
We have it. We don't use it, but I mean, we're there.
Gen Z, man, their humor, I dig it. So yeah, I'm on TikTok as Nox Tie Dye, periods between each word, and then Instagram is Nox_tie dye. I had an Etsy shop, but they kicked me off.
Oh,
I know. They don't do so. They said that my product, I don't own the license to the things that I'm selling.
Oh.
Ed Sheeran, man, that guy is ruthless. He took down all my listings. It'd be like, and Disney. Ooh.
Oh yeah, Disney will come out.
They're rough.
Sesame Street, their lawyers kicked me off. Yeah.
They're ruthless.
Yeah.
So I mean, I still have an Etsy, but I don't update it because they just keep taking all my listings down. So the website's coming soon. I've been saying that for about 18 months, but now it's even sooner. And like I said, Instagram is really the best way to reach me. But if you follow me on TikTok, I will stalk your profile and I will like every single one of your videos.
Well,
awesome.
Thank you so much for joining us.
This was a pleasure.
It's been so much fun. The time flew by so quick.
I know.
It really did.
But guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being part of the conversation. If you guys know anybody in the local Salt Lake or greater Salt Lake area that has a passion for the arts, maker, creator, or any of those things, please send them our way. We'd love to have a great conversation with them. with them. Man, it's getting.
You got the episode.
You got the one thing. You got the boats thing, and then it's just downhill from there.
That's it.
We are going to end this conversation tonight, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.